What up? It's your boy Blue Wheats coming at you on the new year, episode 13. I know you missed us last Tuesday. I'm joined by my co-host, my guy, my colleague. What's up, Hype?
What's happening, man? What's up, world? It's another day. Beautiful day to be alive, man. Happy New Year, brother. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my guy. I want to get into this real quick because this was a historic moment that took place on Sunday, January 5th. To all my Bucks fans out there, we are playoff bound, four-time division winners in the playoffs again. And as you see by the jersey, the homie Mike Evans,
Yeah,
Buccaneer
that boy
GOAT,
balled out, man. That boy balled
tied
out.
with tied with the GOAT himself for the
Yeah,
most
man.
consecutive receiving yards for 1,000 yards. And he set his own NFL record by being the only player to do so and still doing it. I just want to shout that out real quick. Mike Evans, you the GOAT, big time fan here. But anyway, Hype, how was your New Year's, my guy?
Man, it was great, man. But I want to sidetrack real quick, man. You mentioned GOAT. And man, that boy Mike Evans, he's in the conversation with some legendary talent with the man Jerry Rice, man. But it's funny, I don't know if you knew this. I'm rocking my brand today, the company I work for. But one of my colleagues that I see at a lot of my business travel trips, her name's Miss Stephanie Studded, and she's the rep for Goat Fuel, which is actually Jerry Rice, his brand, man. I don't know if you noticed, he actually has an energy drink company called Goat Fuel. Um, Really good, man. They use cordyceps mushrooms, so nootropics, not just the caffeine and regular stimulants, man. But shout out to her, shout out to Jerry Rice, shout out to Goat Fuel. But most and foremost, man, I want to give your team a big salute, man. Shout out to the Bucks and that man Mike Evans. He bought out, man. I literally watched that. Usually I watch Red Zone, man, but I watched that whole game, them versus the Saints, man. It was looking ugly in the beginning, man, but Baker Mayfield found a way to put it together, man. So shout out to y'all.
Thank you, man. Much respect, much respect. It was a typical Buccaneer performance, but I'm glad we pulled it out and Mike got the record. It was a definite way to cap off the season we had and something for him and his record.
For
And
sure. For sure.
I would say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's definitely a
Oh, no
Buccaneer,
doubt. No
Ring
question.
of Honor, underrated receiver his whole career, but he's been consistent and he's been loyal. So I have too much respect for him. But
Yeah,
I don't
man.
want to get into this because it'll be too much of a sports podcast at that
Yeah,
point.
man. But yeah, back to the question, man. My New Year's was pretty. It wasn't as good as yours, man. So New Year's Eve at Raymond James Stadium, where the Buccaneers play, the Alabama Roll Tide
Oh
came
no,
came
forgot about
into town, man. So me and my homie, we went to the game, man, and we watched the Wolverines kind of roll over the Tide, man. So it wasn't the turnout we were looking for, man. But this is Coach DeBoer's first year, man, and I feel like you have to give him grace. Being an Alabama fan from Alabama, man, we are accustomed to winning. We have
that.
high expectations, high standards. So the fans are not as excited as they once were. Me being a former athlete, man, I understand what it takes to build that culture that you need to really have a successful team. So, um, man, I think he's gonna get it together, man. There's a lot of players just entering the portal, man. We still had a top recruiting class, so I'm not too concerned, man. But that game wasn't what I was hoping for, man. It rained on us, man, which there was no rain in the forecast for Tampa, man. But typical Florida
Mhm.
fashion, man. We got a few little showers, man. So I was drenched, man. But all in all, man, that's how I brought in my New Year's Eve, and man, I was passed out by like 7, bro. I was
Oh my
passed out
God.
by 7. Um, so I ended up shout out to, man, I can't think of the guy's name, but they run this tailgating party at Raymond James, man. So they barricade this little area off. They have like open bar food and stuff like that, man. So about an hour and 45 minutes, me and my partner, we went in there. He gave us a discount on the tickets to access it. And man, we literally like just shot after shot after shot, rounds of tequila, So we definitely got our money's worth, man. So I walked into that stadium, man, slurred. You feel me? But it was that was good, man, because I was a little numb to the pain of that L that we took, man. But I did wake up around like I'd say 11:30, kiss my wife, to bring
Mm.
it here, kissed her at midnight. So yeah, man, all in all, it was real chill, man. But uh tell me about yours, man. How was your New
You,
Year's?
you know what, man? Before I get into that, I want to say Nick Saban didn't have a good start to his first season. He inherited a bad
No,
team and turned it to what it was. And something I can say about DeBoer was he got Washington to the Natty. So there's always hope that he can do the same with Alabama. And he
for
did it
sure.
with a bunch of transfers. So that's not a bad season for a first time coach in a new
Nah,
SEC,
absolutely
new
not, man.
environment. So there's still hope for y'all. But to answer your question, New Year's Eve was real chill for me, man. The babies fell asleep at their normal time. My oldest hung out till 12. We just sat and watched the fireworks out the window and watched it on TV with the ball drop and the whole malfunction of that ball dropping and the lights not turning on. But we just kept it at home, man. We didn't want to do too much. People are out there driving crazy. The world is crazy already as it is. So we just stayed low key at home. Didn't want to deal with the madness of it
For
all.
sure.
And
No, no
just
doubt.
kissed my wife at midnight and got my son to bed and got into the next day and didn't enjoy the next day off, man.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the life of being a senior citizen. You know,
I made it to midnight though. you know,
I made it
that's
to
all I want to
midnight.
be
I just took a power nap.
take a little nap. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tequila would do that to you. But
For
let's
sure.
start this off, man, with a thing that I forget about because I know it's big for a lot of people. And I really just forgot about this, but you're following the trend of dry January in which you drink or
Yeah.
no, do not consume any alcohol whatsoever. And I was
Yeah,
very
man.
unaware of this. And I had a beer on Saturday, not thinking about it. So when you brought you doing dry January, I was like, oh snap! Well, I already failed because I didn't even think or know about it because I just don't drink that often. But talk about it.
Yeah, man. See, for me, uh, I think it's the consecutive days of gathering, celebration. I posted a meme on my Hypebeast Burger stories a couple days ago. It was like, man, thank God it's the new year, man. I feel like I've been drunk since Halloween. You know what I'm saying? Because you get Halloween, you get Thanksgiving, you get Christmas, then you get New Year's. It's just all these times and opportunities to gather and party essentially. So for me, man, I've been doing dry January, or at least attempting to do dry January for about 5 to 6 years now. Um, I will say there's been zero times that I've 100% completed the mission. There's always been those one-off occasions where I've had a beer. In fact, the first year I ever tried it, I literally broke the whole situation for one beer. One night, I was at the beach. This is when I was
Mm.
still living up north. So yeah, man, it was it's one of those things where I feel like it's just giving my body a time to reset, man. New Year's is a time for a lot of goal setting, a time where people like to do their New Year's resolutions. For me personally, I want to start the year, give my body the opportunity to detox, have a clear head as I methodically calculate how I'm going to execute on these goals for 2025. So it's not something that I'm just holding myself at an extreme accountability for, but
Mm.
it's just an opportunity to just really make sure I'm stepping into the new year in good health and in a clear headspace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. I know in your profession you do travel a lot, so that
Yeah,
allows you to be in a lot of restaurants and an occasional bars as you're with colleagues and clients.
always a
Would
bar.
so
Always a bar.
would you say that that's what contributes to you not completing dry January so often?
Yeah. So in the past, I'll admit, I'll give myself a little bit of grace to, bend the rules a little bit uh, if I have a travel lined up. So, but this month is just too hard, man. So it's just going to take some extreme dedication and focus. Um, we were talking offline, earlier. I'm literally traveling starting Wednesday, pretty much for the whole duration of the month. Um, Being in the fitness industry, being in a place where I advocate health and nutrition. Uh, Again, January is that time where the gyms are flooded. People are starting
Yeah.
those diets. So this is the peak of my season. This is when my world is go, 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 go. So yeah, man, it's definitely going to be challenging, man. Because like I said, man, I'm traveling the entire month for the most part. So first stop is in DC on Wednesday. Uh, Me and the buyer and the market or the marketing director that I work with for this particular account, we've already talked about this. So she's like, hey, when we go to dinners, me and you are going to do mocktails because she's doing dry January as well. So
Hey,
that's
there
going
you
to
go.
make it easier. That's going to make it easier. Now, for the remainder of these trips, I'm going to be with a bunch of people that typically get down just like I do. So that's going to be a little bit more challenging. And then concluding the month of January, I actually have a trip to New Orleans. So all I can say is pray for you, boy. Just pray for you.
Oh man, I wish I was traveling with you on that one.
Yeah, man. New Orleans is a great time, man. It's one of my favorite
Oh,
cities. One of my top 3 favorite food cities, culinary cities. I think I've talked about that on previous pods,
I
but
will agree with
yeah,
you. I will agree with
yeah,
you on that one, my guy. You touched up on something about gyms being packed in the beginning of the year. And fortunately for me, my gym is 24 hours. And so
yeah,
I've recently gone back a couple days into the new year because I didn't want to be there the first day. But I've lately, knock on wood, have gotten into empty gyms so I can use whatever machine I want. It's not too crowded. It's not too hot. You know, when
yeah,
all that body heats in, you just smell it. It's all warm. You know what
yeah,
I'm talking about.
yeah.
It's none of that. So I've been able to go in there. I know I can wipe my machine down. It's mostly clean because nobody's jumping on it, not wiping it. And I've been in there 30 minutes to an hour and get my workout in and go. And it's been really, really easy. And something I did this year to start the year, which is pretty crazy, is I've had a vegan meal for the first time in
Mm,
months. And
wow.
I will admit, the first time in months, like I knew what I was getting into. I was hosted by a chef, and it made me think about New Year's traditions. And I'm thinking, I don't think I could ever be a full time vegan, but after eating what this chef cooked up, I was like, I could consider having it for part of my intake on the like every now and then because I felt completely nourished that evening. Like I slept
Yeah,
better. I felt better in the morning. I want to shout out to Chef Nick at Vegan on the Island in Longwood, Florida, who also does a Cater Delight business too. He transitioned from some meats and seafood to being fully vegan. And then, with that being said, I did want to segue into what New Year's food traditions, because I'm not saying this will be my
yeah.
tradition, but it opened my mind to maybe considering it more. But we also have New Year's traditions we
Well,
typically eat.
I know us black folk. A lot of our traditions stem from our ancestors,
Hmm.
who were enslaved people. So a lot of
Yeah,
times, the best portion of the animal or the protein sources were, you know, reserved for, you know,
the masses,
other people. Yeah, yeah, the people that weren't melanated, right? So
the ones in the house.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So with that being said, man, um, our ancestors, man, they got down and dirty in them pots with pretty much vegetarian options. You know what I mean? Beans, vegetables. You know what I mean? And season them up to where they're gonna stick to your ribs and comfort your soul. I know we can talk about this, man, but for me, man, it was all about the black eyed peas for money,
Yep.
for wealth, and the collard greens or whatever type of greens for
Yeah, it's
good
collard
luck.
greens. I found a list. I found a list on the side, by the way.
Okay, so is it collard greens in particular for good
Yeah.
luck?
So it
Okay,
has the foods and the meanings behind it. And so
let's hear it.
you
Let's
touched
hear
up
it.
on the top two. You touched up on black eyed peas, which is a symbol of good luck in American low country and beyond, often eaten
Okay,
with collard greens and cornbread. And
yeah,
collard greens are the symbol of financial abundance and paper money.
that's it.
Paper money and cornbread is a symbol of prosperity. So like the 3 items you said off rip, that's how you know that's just what we
Yeah,
had in abundance
yeah.
in the house. And following that is pork, which is a symbol of progression and abundance. Then grapes, which is something that they do in Spain and Mexico, where you eat 12 grapes at midnight and it's said to bring good luck for the year ahead, which I
Wow, I
didn't
never
know
heard of
about.
that one.
And then it doesn't say where this takes place, but long noodles are thought to bring long life if eaten without breaking them. And
Mm.
then there's ring cakes. I can't talk tonight. Ring shaped cakes and other rounded sweets treat are said to bring luck. Pomegranates have been associated with fertility. So you and I both need to make sure our wives don't eat that because we ain't trying to have no more.
No more.
Um, then there's cabbage, which is in Eastern Europe.
I've
And
heard of
eating
that one.
cabbage on New Year's Eve is meant to signify luck, particularly financial luck. And then it ends with round fruits. In the Philippines, the custom calls for eating 13 round fruits for New Year's, considering a lucky number. In Europe and the US, the celebration calls for 12 round fruits, representing the 12
My
months of the
my homegirl on the fitness. So I have set multiple accounts, right? You already know this, but my primary account is more dedicated to fitness. One of my homegirls, Michelle, she's Filipino, and
year. Okay.
I was looking at her story, but I had the audio off, and I saw her arranging a fruit bowl, gearing up for New Year's, and I was reading the captions that she made for it, but she was saying this was a tradition of Filipinos, and she had so many different kinds of fruits. But now that I come to think about it, they were all around, man. But there's so many traditions, man. I had no idea about the noodle. That's probably Asian culture. Pomegranate, I would consider that maybe European. Uh, just thinking of how beloved the pomegranate was in like the Roman Empire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really dope, man. I didn't the pork thing, man. You know how I feel about that, man. That's how you know that was just slave mentality,
That's
man.
probably a
Like,
lot. There's probably a lot of chitlins up in that, man.
man, get out of here, bro. Don't ever tag me in no booty noodle post ever again.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. But I'm glad you mentioned that because I wanted to tell you, I had a discussion with this with Sarah before the new year. I said, I want to start weaning away from pork. I said, I want to start kicking away from it because I only consume it with pizza and breakfast and then maybe occasional Cuban sandwich. I don't eat it often. And then, of course, there's ribs, barbecue, but I don't eat those things often. So
Right. Yeah.
I was saying, okay, there's more options for breakfast where I can work with. And as I said this, Sarah is baking a big ass spiral glazed ham with brown sugar and maple. So I said, this will be my last hoorah because I'm not letting this go to waste for
Yeah,
Christmas.
yeah,
So,
no doubt. You can't do that.
so
And you can't
I,
disrespect the chef like that. You know what I mean?
no, 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 no. So coming into the new year, I've started to kick away from pork. And when I went to a breakfast spot, I got like a vegetarian on not veg yeah veggie omelet. Like and instead of bacon, I got some tomatoes to just
Oh.
get a better option.
So a lot of people will shift it up and they'll pivot to turkey bacon or turkey sausage. My
Nope.
advice, go chicken sausage. Chicken sausage is fire, like in my
I like
opinion.
chicken.
Uh,
I like chicken sausage. I've had that
yeah,
because we don't if it's not the actual thing.
yeah, it's
I'm not
just
a
not
fan of
no chicken
turkey
sausage.
sausage or turkey bacon, so I'm good on that. But I do like
Yeah,
chicken sausage though. The flavor's good on that.
yeah, turkey bacon don't hit. But yeah, man, it's like I said, man, it's one of those things. Like sometimes if a burger looks fire with bacon, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like a couple pieces here and there. And not to get political or religious, but there are some takes on the pig being a filthy animal that's not
Yeah,
for consumption. You know what I
properly
mean?
clean. Yeah.
For
Mhm.
spirituality. You know what I mean? And our body is a temple, man. Sometimes we put stuff in there and it's just not good for our spirit. You know what I'm saying? So for me
Yeah, and it can
personally,
alter your mood. And eating pork can
yeah,
alter your mood out of all the at that and red meat. So
yeah,
I do enjoy burgers. I do enjoy an occasional steak. So I was like, I can really go without pork. Like I don't have to get it on my burger. I'm gonna miss the $1 million bacon from First Watch, but I'll be all right.
the $1 million bacon from Twin Peaks is fire too.
I haven't been there in a while, but I know what you're talking about.
A lot of times I stay in Altamont at the embassy, and literally that Twin Peaks is.
That's right
I
by
can,
me.
yeah,
You're
yeah,
not far from me, so you be holding
yeah.
out when you come up here, bro. You don't be telling me nothing.
Bro, I just be pulling in, bro. Like last time, bro, I was there for like a whole week, and it was literally back to back sessions, bro. That was
Back
the
to back.
busiest I
Yeah,
had been,
yeah.
especially for the month of December. Like that was nuts. Like I couldn't even believe that our industry was like thriving, but it was all in preparation to kick things off for the January. So excited for another year, man. But I'll definitely be making some more rounds out to the O pretty
Hey,
soon. So we'll link up for sure. We got to do that in person pod, man.
no
We got to do
problem,
that in
man.
person pod. But
Oh, we do. We do. That's something that's going to take place this year.
look,
And
two things, man,
I
because
do
I
find I
know
did
I know
find a
we're at
few
a crunch
burner
for
spots for to
time.
hit up. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot. Um, I want everybody that's tuning in with us. Please drop in the comments. Let us know what are some of the alternatives that you guys do as far as if you're doing dry January. What do you do to occupy your time? What do you do? Like for me personally, I've been really big on my primitive survival skills. Like I'm not even kidding, bro. I've been like doing flint fires in the backyard, like working on making all this bushcraft stuff, like just stuff to like keep me occupied, man. But I want to know what everybody out there in the world is doing to help them overcome the temptations of dry January. And also, to your topic, man, I want to know what people are doing as a New Year's tradition. How do you stay in line with your goals? I know we too grown in most cases to be dropping New Year's resolutions, but what kind of goals do you set and how do you stick to them? Because I just learned a statistic about 8% of people that come up with the New Year's resolution actually follow through with it by the end of the year. That's astonishing.
That is.
Also, another average majority of the people that actually do New Year's resolutions are between the ages of 20 and like 28. That's majority of the people that do it. I feel like, once you get late 20s, you're like, man, I'm not doing this again because I already know how it's gonna
Mhm,
go. You know what I
mhm.
mean? So
You know better at that point. You know better.
yeah, for sure. I want to know what everybody else is doing out there in the world, man. Let us know. Chop it up with us. Give me some advice. I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need your encouragement so your boy can make it through this entire month without a drink. So
I'm definitely
we're
going
gonna
to
do
make
that.
sure we put that on the Instagram so people answer on that. But if you
Yeah,
made
for
it
sure.
this far, thank you so much for listening to us for this episode. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. Make sure you watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on all podcasting streaming services. I got nothing left for y'all. This is Blue Wheat signing out on my side. Hype, you got anything else you want to say?
Hey, world, it's been a pleasure to have you tune in with us, man. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll see you next week. Peace.
All right, y'all. Peace.